Dave Brown here at ringside, ready to go with another day of CWA Championship Wrestling. Today, we got Fuller and Brian Lee coming up a little bit later on. Yeah, you'll also see Action Jackson. Something interesting there. Mark Starr and Chris Champion will be here. Our first look at them, at least in a long time, the Wild Side. They'll be here today. And that's not all. We're going to have the reuniting of one of the most successful tag teams ever in the territory. That's all coming up. We'll have it for you beginning in just a moment. Stay with us. Spring underway and school's almost out and all of that. Well, it's going to be one of those times where the Renegades folks have put together something very, very special. It's one of those times if you've been waiting to take the whole family out to see the CWA Championship Wrestling matches, this is the time to do it. The Renegades Superstar Classic coming up. Take a look at some of the folks who are going to be there.
It's Renegade Superstar Classic, and it's coming your way. The hottest wrestling stars in the USA. Former NWA star Chris Champion. The return of Billy Travis. Jeff Jarrett. Dirty Dutch Mantel. The Mason-Dixon connection of John Paul and Tracy Smothers. The return of Mark Starr. Action Jackson. Robert Fuller with Sylvia. The Master of Pain. Brian Lee. Samurai with Tojo and P.Y. Chuhai. Renegade Superstar Classic. It's coming your way.
And Billy, of course, one of the most successful tag teams ever in the CWA. They held the Southern Tag belts for a long, long time. And we are just mighty glad to have them back together again on CWA Championship Wrestling today as a tag team. Billy Travis, of course, out of Lexington, Kentucky. Jeff out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Jeff wearing the CWA belt around his waist right now. And there they go up to the ring. We are just about set to go with a one fall, 10-minute time limit match. It's going to be Billy and Jeff going against the Red Devil and Keith Eric. Red Devil out of parts unknown. Keith Eric out of Memphis, Tennessee. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, is trying to get it down to 1 against 1. And we await his signal. Here we go. We're underway with CWA Championship Wrestling. Billy Travis. First look at him in a long time, going against the Red Devil. Travis over to the corner. The tag made, and here comes Jeff. They set him up. Upper arm for both of them, and Billy Travis pulling that right fist back as if to say, hey, don't get any ideas. Red Devil said he tried to call timeout. Didn't want to face both of them there. Jeff stays in. A headlock. Jeff sends him into the rope. Down to the mat goes Jeff, though, with a shoulder butt. This time he lets the Red Devil go by. Rolls him with the arm lock. Down he goes again, and the Red Devil now has the arm barred. And he's over to the corner as he swings by. He makes the tag on Keith Eric. Keith Eric, a wrestler that always is confident he can win a match. He's a tough one to battle. Billy Travis up on the middle rope. Here he comes, down on the upper arm. I didn't see any problem with the rules there. Boss Winter's very upset, and I would be upset, too, if I were managing the team of the Red Devil and Keith Eric, because they are just being manhandled by Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. We're a minute 20 seconds into the action. Glad you're with us today on CWA Championship Wrestling. Ow, to the midsection. Jeff flips. Down he goes. 1, 2. No, I thought maybe Jeff had him for a 3 count, but Keith Eric breaks out of it at the count of 2. Action continues with Jeff Jarrett in control. Snapped him down to the mat. Sits down on the lower arm and the elbow. Now bars the left arm. Keith Eric is going to have to expend some energy trying to figure out how to get out of this one. He starts by getting on his feet. Well, this time Jeff goes over to the corner and makes the tag on Billy Travis. Holds on to Eric, and Billy Travis got him with an uppercut right under the arm. Quick tag ins and tag out. Boy, I tell you what, I don't believe these guys have lost a step as a tag team. I guess kind of like riding a bicycle. Once you work together as a tag team, you can still work together if your partner still has the ability. And both of these guys, of course, have the greatest ability. Billy Travis up on the rope. Splashes down on Keith Eric. Might be it. Count is 1, 2. Yeah, he made it stick for a 3 count. The Red Devils sent in there by Boss Winter to try to break it up before the count of 3. But the victory for Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. You know, Jeff Jarrett has taken up the crusade after Jerry Lawler was hurt. He's determined to get Gossett and all of his guys like that. Hello, Jeff. Let's take a look at what happened and why Jeff has had to take up that crusade.
Samurai Senshi. They are beating the stew out of Lawler. They're going to try to hurt him. I mean, yeah. They're going to try to hurt Lawler. They've got the kendo stick around Lawler's throat. CWA off the top rope. Low blow. Right. Oh. Lawler hurt. They're going to post Lawler. They post Lawler. Come on, guys. Enough is enough.
All right, well, you saw what happened. Billy, first of all, let me just say to you, welcome back.
Thank you, Dave. You know, this is like home to me, and there's no place like home. My partner gave me a call here. You know, blood is thicker than water. I come to help Jeff, and we're here. We're back.
That's right.
All right, Jeff.
I can't tell you how excited I am about it. That's right, huh? I can't tell you how excited I am about Billy being back. But PY and your whole crew and Samurai and Shogun, myself and Billy are not going to rest till you guys go through the pain that Jerry Lawler's having to go through. Till you guys have to get out of wrestling for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Till you guys have to go to the hospital and feel the pain and lay on that table and go through what he had to go through. Guys, myself and Billy ain't going to rest, and I'm going to make a promise to you. Myself and Billy are going to do everything we can to make you go through the pain every time we step into the ring, and that's a promise.
All right, Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis. Let's take a special look at him right here.
Everyone, I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling with a reminder that on Wednesday, May 31st, we're to be in Henderson, Kentucky, 7:30 p.m. at Riverside Downs. Coming this Wednesday in Owensboro, Kentucky, Owensboro Sports Center, Renegade Superstar Classic. Listen to this. The Mason-Dixon Connection. Tracy Smothers, John Paul against the Wild Side. Former NWA champion, Chris Champion, and his new partner, Mark Starr. A big double main event. Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis against the Samurai, P.Y. Chuhai and Ronnie P. Gossett IV. Robert Fuller and Sylvia will be there against Action Jackson. Guys, you got your work cut out.
That's right. I'd like to address something to Wild Side. I'd like to tell you something. We heard that you can get a little nuts and crazy. But don't think Tracy and myself can't get just as nuts and crazy. Go ahead and tell him, Tracy.
You know something, Roger? This is a big match for us. It's very important. The winner gets a shot at the CWA Tag Champs, Robert Fuller and Brian Lee. John and myself, we felt like we were robbed of those belts just a couple of weeks back. Now, Wild Side, you've built yourself a heck of a reputation down there in the sunshine state of Florida. But you're not going to be in Florida. You're going to be in Owensboro, Kentucky. And that's John and myself's town right there. So you bring your bad selves on down to Owensboro. We'll be waiting on you. Bank on it.
Good luck, guys. You're going to need it against them. Don't forget, that's this Wednesday in Owensboro at the big Owensboro Sports Center. What a night of action. It's the big Renegade Superstar Classic. We want to see you there. Now, here's more information about the Renegade Superstar Classic.
It's Renegade Superstar Classic, and it's coming your way. The hottest wrestling stars in the USA. Former NWA star Chris Champion. The return of Billy Travis. Jeff Jarrett, Dirty Dutch Mantel. The Mason-Dixon connection of John Paul and Tracy Smothers. The return of Mark Starr. Action Jackson. Robert Fuller with Sylvia. The Master of Pain. Brian Lee. Samurai with Tojo and P.Y. Chuhai. Renegade Superstar Classic. It's coming your way.
Jeff Jarrett, Jeff wanted to get you back out here to talk about another match you got coming up.
Well, Dave, I was supposed to talk about it just a few seconds ago, but I was so excited about Billy being back, I forgot all about it. But now, Ronnie Gossett, I'm talking to you. I got maybe what you want to call a rematch. Last week I had a match, and going into the match with you, I was hurt. Well, this week, none of that's going to take place because our match is on before my tag match. It's going to be me and you one-on-one. And Gossett, like I said before, you better watch that tape how you hurt Jerry Lawler, because I'm going to make you feel just the exact same pain, and I'm going to make your legs ring on that post, and that post's going to sound like a Liberty Bell ringing, and that's a promise.
All right, thank you, Jeff. You know, a little bit earlier we showed you the recap of how Jerry Lawler was injured. Jerry had an interview that he sent to us, and here it is right now.
Ronald P. Gossett IV. Now, I know you can hear my voice right now. And I know there are several other guys around that can hear my voice right at this moment, too. I'm talking about guys like the Samurai, Tojo Yamamoto, Phil Hickerson, Mr. Devastation, and the Master of Pain, all your little cronies that were involved in putting me out of action. And I'm sure that each and every one of you thought that you had done just that. I'm sure you thought that you'd done away with the king permanently. Well, I'm here to tell you, fellas, that I'm feeling pretty good. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling real good. And what I want you guys to do is start looking over your shoulder. Every time you step out of your house, you better look around. And every time you step out of your car, you better look over your shoulders. Because as I said, I'm feeling real good. And you never know where or when I just might appear. And I want you guys to realize one thing. I've got something very special in mind for each and every one of you. And especially you, Ronnie P. Gossett. So from this moment on, as I said, you better be looking over your shoulder because the king is going to be around. I feel good, Gossett. The only slight problem that I'm still having seems to be with my memory. I can't quite remember whether that doctor said I should stay away for a month or was it just 3 weeks?
I'd say Mr. Gossett better kind of look out because the king just might be around any corner that Ronnie P. Gossett turns these days. Well, with I see some of this. There's P.Y. Chuhai and the Master of Pain coming out here. I'm a little surprised Ronnie P. Gossett is not with them to come out here and run his mouth. I don't know. But, well, oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah, Master of Pain checking under the ring. Hey, you guys are looking for the king, aren't you? Don't know, but what he might be around here somewhere, huh? Bill says that PY says, okay, don't see anybody. They're all checking the audience there. No. Is that the king? Nope. Well, checking around. Checking the cornerback in the back there. And well, they're headed toward the dressing room. I heard P.Y. Chuai say, okay, Ronnie. And we got Mr. Gossett nervous here, I think. And yeah, the Japanese team, Shogun and Samurai, surrounding Ronnie P. Gossett. Tojo with the kendo stick. Ronnie, I think the King's got you a little bit upset here. Got you thinking, huh?
Let me tell you something, Dave Brown. Eddie Marlin may make all these matches and do all these things and have all these open contracts, but he doesn't have an open contract with me. I am not a wrestler. I am a manager. And let me tell you something. Last week, after that match with Jeff Jarrett, my blood pressure was 230 over 140. I went to my doctor, and he told me, Ronnie P., you're in bad shape. I have an 85% blockage of my heart. Oh. It is enlarged the size of a basketball, Dave Brown. I am a very sick man. I'm in terrible shape. Oh. I have no color in my face. I could go at any moment. And another thing, let me tell you something, Dave Brown. I know this will end my illustrious wrestling career, but my health comes first, and I will never, ever wrestle again. I'm completely through with wrestling. I can't even watch scary movies. I know these people are very sympathetic to me. You can tell by the way they're cheering at me over there.
I can tell about how sympathetic they are.
I'm very sick. In fact, it makes me sicker to look at you, Dave Brown.
I want to tell you this. I don't believe...
Let me tell you something. When I get through talking, I'll tell you. You've got Houdini, Jerry Lawler, popping around out of here with his magic act. I know what he's wanting to do. These ignorant fans know what he's wanting to do. He's wanting to scare me to death. He's wanting me to have a massive coronary. You know, that's exactly what Jerry Lawler wants me to do. But I'll tell you this. Let me finish. I'll tell you this. My lawyer, F. Lee Babcock, my friends, and my family, they all know. And if Jerry Lawler causes that to happen to me by jumping out on me at the matches or coming up behind me anywhere, he'll be sued and he'll be ruined. I'm a very sick man, and I can't stand this.
You know, I don't think you're a sick man. I think you're just a coward, Ronnie P. Gossett.
Let me tell you something, you half-wit. Jerry Lawler can come out here with a vet. Here, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, my digitalis.
Okay, Ronnie.
Jerry Lawler can come out here with that veterinarian he has, and he can tell you he can play softball, and he can do all these other things, but that moron can't wrestle. And you believe him, and you don't believe me. I can't even watch scary movies, Dave Brown.
That was his doctor. That was his doctor.
Friday the 13th again. I am a sick man. The doctor told me, Ronnie, you're not an athlete, and you can tell. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a wrestler.
You're not an athlete. Oh, my goodness. The fire. My goodness. It looked like Freddy Krueger coming out here, but I think the fire gives us an idea. You guys better help Tojo out here. He just got hit full in the top of the face with that fire. That someone who looked like Freddy Krueger threw at him. And there he goes. Finally got Tojo out of here. Well, you notice it didn't take Gossett long to go firing out of here. He just ran right out of the studio immediately. Didn't even stop to try to help Tojo. Left that for Samurai and Shogun to do. But Gossett himself left the area, and no telling where he is right now. Well, I guess maybe we'll take a break, and we'll be back with you here in just a moment.
Hello, over what I'm right you went with Championship Wrestling with a reminder that on Wednesday, May 31st, we're going to be in Henderson, Kentucky, 7:30 p.m., Riverside Downs. This Wednesday at the Owensboro Sports Center, Championship Wrestling at its very best, a Renegade Superstar Classic. You're going to see Tracy Smothers, John Paul, the Mason-Dixon Connection. Billy Travis going to be back in town after a long time. The new team, a Mark Starr and former NWA champion, Chris Champion. You'll see all of them this Wednesday in Owensboro. Now, here's more information about the Renegade Superstar Classic.
It's Renegade Superstar Classic, and it's coming your way. The hottest wrestling stars in the USA. Former NWA star Chris Champion. The return of Billy Travis. Jeff Jarrett. Dirty Dutch Mantel. The Mason-Dixon Connection of John Paul and Tracy Smothers. The return of Mark Starr. Action Jackson. Robert Fuller with Sylvia. The Master of Pain. Brian Lee. Samurai with Tojo and P.Y. Chuhai. Renegade Superstar Classic. It's coming your way.
Tag team match. That's William the Freezer Thompson and his partner Buddy Brooks in the ring right now. Coming.
Just sit there, Dave Brown, and you people in Tennessee are looking at the wild side, and there's two people there are going to take a walk.
Well, that was Mark Starr with Chris Champion. Wow, the wild side. They jump Buddy Brooks and William the Freezer Thompson. Thompson down on the floor. Mark Starr makes the tag on Chris Champion, picks him up. The wild side dropped right down on Buddy Brooks. My goodness, what a vicious team came flying through the curtains here. Mark Starr fires him into the rope. Over the back. Drops down with the upper arm. Over to the corner. Did not try to go for the 3 count. Instead, he went to the corner and made the tag. Well, I thought he made the tag on Chris Champion. But Mark Starr stayed in there. Now they make a tag. Maybe he was doing a high five earlier. He springs him over. He does a somersault, lands on him, turns over, covers, and a count of 3. Oh, get ready, wrestling fans. This is going to be trouble. Mark Starr and Chris Champion, the wild side, and I think I can see they don't call them the wild side without good reason. My goodness, they have just decimated the huge team of William the Freezer Thompson and Buddy Brooks as they get themselves a victory here. Now we've got to interview.
That's the wild side, my friend. And when you take a walk on the wild side, you don't walk no more. Tennessee, beware. Chris Champion and Mark Starr are here to hurt people. That's it. And we don't care if you don't like it. We don't care if these people out here don't like it. You have to deal with it, and that's it.
I can't say as I like it, but I got to say I'm impressed by what I've just seen right here. Let's take a look at some guys maybe they'll be running into. Tracy Smothers and John Paul, the Mason-Dixon Connection.
Where you learn to drop a book with just one shot. Where a boy learns a right to become a man, to honor old Dixon, to love his land. Roll tonight. So nothing can match the Alabama sky or the Tennessee hills as they roll on by. And the Florida ladies with their skin so brown. Give me hot Atlanta, Georgia, it's like I'm down. Talk about legend with arms of steel. He never failed to run, he never paid no deal. Said earn your money, you're a working man. Said boys, love your family and love your land. We're on the road tonight. Yeah, we're fighting for a purpose. It's what we feel is right. You know it's not just our business, but it's a way of life. 'Cause we're born in Dixieland. Die.
again to talk to Action Jackson. Action Jackson involved in a situation where some of his former friends, anyway, kind of turned on him in a recent match. And thought maybe we just get some comments from him about the situation and how everything is at the moment.
I want to tell y'all something now. Robert Fuller, I done saw the light, brother. Lancaster and Jeff Jarrett, they told me when I was back there in the dressing room when I had my head all busted open. Said, brother, I told you. I told you, brother. You see you could come back here on the right side. And I'm going to tell you something now, Robert Fuller. You're going to see the nastiest man in professional wrestling today. Action Jackson, brother. And let me tell you, Lancaster and Jeff Jarrett and Star, I'd like to thank y'all, brother, for letting me be here.
Well, thank you, Action Jackson. Dave, I just want to say this. I'm going to make it short and sweet. I told Action right here that if you face any one of the members of the stud stable, you got to face them all. If you got to face any one of Gossett's goons, you got to face them all. And I'm just here to tell him I'm going to be watching his back every step he takes, and I'm behind him 100%.
That's right. Me too, Dave.
All right, well, I tell you what, you got some great guys backing you up here. Just we wish you the best of luck, and we're kind of glad you came around and are not affiliated with that guy anymore.
My mom and dad and sister here, and they said, son, I'm glad you seen the light, brother. And let's get down and get funky, brother.
All right. We got you in a match right here today. Let's go to the ring right now. Action Jackson will be climbing into the ring. This will be a single match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. And his opponent stepping up there right now is the grappler. Action Jackson getting all set. T-shirt off and headband off. Still wearing, oh, look out behind. The grappler jumps him from behind. Not a good way to get started, Action Jackson, but Action Jackson is big. Look at him. He comes back with a right fist. Boy, he felt that one. The grappler into the turnbuckles. Here's Sylvia out here at ringside. There you see her right there. Don't know what she's doing out here. She should not be here. Action Jackson is no longer in the stud stable. There's a cover. Count of 1. And 2, and 3, and in 44 seconds, Action Jackson has just won himself a match here as he defeats the grappler very, very handily. And what's she saying?
Oh, people, don't live with the family. When this boy had no food, we fed him, we gave him food, we gave him money.
David, security. Oh, somebody has just grabbed Sylvia by the hair. Here comes Eddie in security. Yeah, let's we can't have that. Let's get her out of here. We got him loose from Sylvia. Here's Fuller. All right, they've got her.
Get her out of here! Put her on your jail, Merlin! I want that woman arrested right here!
They've got her, Fuller. Taking her out of here.
I want her took to the nearest jail right now.
Oh, my God! Keep on my heart! Keep on!
We saw what happened. Let's take a break. We'll be back with you.
7:30 p.m. at Riverside Downs. Then this Wednesday at the Owensboro Sports Center, championship wrestling at its very best. The Renegade Superstar Classic. You're going to see the Mason-Dixon connection going against the new team, the Wild Side, Mark Starr, and Chris Champion, guys.
You know, I've been gone from Tennessee for a long time, and I can't find a better way to come back here and take them CWA tag team titles. Well, boys, it's a time for us, the winner of this match, gets a shot at the champion, and I'll do anything I can to win it. Tell him, Chris.
Chris Champion came to the CWA for one reason and one reason only. We're the top talent in the CWA, and I want to beat up the top talent. I didn't come here to sign autographs. I didn't come here to kiss babies or shake hands. I came here to beat people up because it brings me pleasure to see people quiver in pain. I like to hurt people, and Chris Champion is going to hurt a lot of people in this territory, and me and Mark Starr are going to be the best looking, the baddest, the wild side tag team in the CWA. Tracy Smothers and Paul, we are going to take you two and break you in half.
Well, there you hear it. Tracy Smothers, John Paul got their work cut out. Don't forget the double main event. Fuller and Sylvia going against Action Jackson. Jared will be there. Now, here's more information about the Renegade Superstar Classic. It's Renegade Superstar Classic, and it's coming your way. The hottest wrestling stars in the USA. Former NWA star Chris Champion. The return of Billy Travis. Jeff Jarrett. Dirty Dutch Mantel. The Mason-Dixon connection of John Paul and Tracy Smothers. The return of Mark Starr. Action Jackson. Robert Fuller with Sylvia. The Master of Pain. Brian Lee. Samurai with Tojo and P.Y. Chuhai. Renegade Superstar Classic. It's coming your way.
I'm a little confused here because I thought she'd been taken out.
That's right, Dave. I didn't find out until we got outside. This young lady here is Action Jackson's sister.
Oh, that makes all kinds of sense.
It makes all kind of sense. I told her, I apologized to her. I was sorry that we hustled out of the studio like we did. I don't blame her for what she did. It's time somebody stopped in the stud stable and said it. Young lady, I just want to tell you that we're sorry, and you're welcome to come to this TV studio at any time. Any of our arena matches, you're more than welcome to come.
I'm going to tell y'all something now. Robert Fuller, you got that little old huzz of yours around there with the big blonde hair. And my mama always told me, do not hit a lady. And my sister here, she always kicked my butt. I mean, she kicked my butt good. She said, boy, I better never hear you hitting on a lady. And I'm going to tell you something now, Robert Fuller. My little baby sister, she's going to be right by ringside. And I'm going to tell you something else. Nobody in their life come up here, call me Stompy, and leave me in the ring and bleed like a stuffed pig. And I'm going to tell you something now. Dudes are going to be paid around here because Action Jackson is the man that takes care of business and that right little sister.
Right.
You're welcome every night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're more than welcome.
All right, yeah, if Fuller's going to have Sylvia at ringside, Action Jackson might as well have a sister. And boy, I'm glad we got that cleared up. And now I understand, sure. See that going on with Action Jackson. Well, I tell you what, someone else who's big, matter of fact, even bigger than Action Jackson, want to take a look at right now. Talking about Lord Humongous. In the ring right now, we got Alan Reynolds and his partner, D.D. Araya. And here comes a very upset Sylvia. Robert Fuller and Brian Lee.
Let me tell you something. I got good news and bad news for Jackson out there. I'll tell you right now, they didn't haul her off to jail because she's your little sister. I'm trying to make a point here. Jackson, that was the bad news. Baby, your good news, you think she's going to show up and do something to my lady. Let me tell you, son, where I come up from, there was a little girl that lived across the field over there. And my mother said, she pulled your hair, boy, you can look at her now. And that's what I did there. She pulled my hair one time, baby, and that was her last time. Now, I'll tell you, Sylvia, she's very unhappy about this. Maybe the best thing you can do, little sister, is keep your rear end away from the building. Because what's going to happen to you, darling, is that big old round tail of yours is going through the concrete floor. Because Tennessee Stud is going to make his lady proud, and he's going to make her happy. And Action Jackson, you saw it, son. You saw it happen. You saw me keep the tag title. You saw it happen. We still got him. And then you saw me take Jimmy Golden and run him out of my town. My CWA, he's gone. And then you saw me win. That's right. Tell him, Dave Brown, who won the Renegade Stampede. Come on, roll it off.
All right, we saw who won the Renegade Stampede.
That's right, you saw the stable. You saw Robert Fuller win the Renegade Stampede. Now I'm going to tell you, Jackson, you want a piece of stable. You want the main man. You ain't got to go far to find him, Daddy. You be at the building, and your old tail is going to get done. And I'm guaranteeing you, it's going to get done high fashion. Darling, I'm going to make you a promise. Between me and you, that gal, that ain't some going down, and I mean but bad, that I'm going to make her pay for every second she pulled out of her hair. Every strand of hair, 1,400 is coming out of yours, darling. And then, Jackson, you're mine.
There, she snuck in behind me and she pulled my hair. She wants some. Get ready to roll. Mine, Dave.
Well, you had no business out here to begin with, and that's the way that was. And I think you better watch out for Action Jackson's sister. Looked like she can handle herself pretty well, let me tell you. The CWA tag titles handed out of the ring. They are owned by the team of Robert Fuller, the Tennessee Stud, and Brian Lee. Prime time Brian Lee likes to be called. Brian Lee is out of Orlando, Florida. Fuller out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Alan Reynolds starting for his team. Alan is now weighing in at 229. He's out of Arkansas. His partner, D.D. Araya, is out of Detroit at 277 pounds. He's a big one. Solid. Reynolds thrown into the turnbuckles. Look at him move as he used Brian Lee's own momentum to take him down to the mat, and Alan Reynolds looking good here. Over to the corner, makes the tag on his partner. Our first look at D.D. Araya. He's big. He's not making much headway, though, against Brian Lee. Look out, Fuller off the rope. Little momentum for himself, using that boot freely, too. There he is with a boot to the midsection, forearm across the back. D.D. Araya finding himself in serious difficulty. You know, to make matters worse, of course, Stud Stable is upset because of Action Jackson's sister getting involved against Sylvia a moment ago. Brian Lee sent back to the corner by referee Jerry Calhoun. Tag made by Robert Fuller. Robert Fuller with a side headlock on Araya. And there's a point of the boot to the stomach. Brian Lee. He chopped him in the throat, used the point of the fingers, I think. Well, the referee thinks he may have used the fist. He's warned about it nonetheless, whatever he did. And whatever it was, I guarantee it was against the rules. Clothesline by Brian Lee. D.D. Araya. So far, not a spectacular debut here on CWA Championship Wrestling. Brian Lee smiling, yeah. Twisting his neck, looking at Fuller and saying, I got him, don't worry about it. This is a non-title match, even though Fuller and Brian Lee are the holders of the CWA tag titles. They won them a few weeks ago in Bardstown, Kentucky. Big forearm with a fist. Here's Alan Reynolds. Alan got off to a fast start against this team of Brian Lee and Robert Fuller. This time Fuller goes with a boot to the midsection, then a knee lift. And that'll slow you down quick, let me tell you. There again, the boot to the midsection. Fuller round behind Alan Reynolds. He hit him with a fist then. These guys show no mercy. Robert Fuller and Brian Lee. Boy, they really go after their opponents, and they use everything, legal or not, to gain control of a match and to try to take home a win. Here comes that's Sylvia with that kendo stick beating up on Alan Reynolds. Dutch Mantell has come out here.
First of all, I got here a little lately. I just heard what happened, and I'm steaming about it. That Action Jackson, did he have his sister out here or something? That big, fat sister of his or something?
He had his sister out here. She's going to be at ringside. If Fuller's going to have Sylvia at ringside,
now, what qualifies
difference?
her to be at ringside? Does she have any kind of manager's license? Is she?
Does Sylvia have a manager's license?
Yes, she does.
Well,
she has a manager's license, and she's qualified to be at the ring. But that big, fat Action Jackson, that big, fat, whole Jackson family.
I tell you one thing that qualifies her to be out here. That is promoter Eddie Marlin says she's welcome at ringside.
Well,
Not only
tell you
today,
what,
but
the stud stable's going to welcome her to the world of professional wrestling. Let her stick her nose. Sylvia might take that kendo stick and beat about 50 or 60 pounds off of her by the time it's all over with, and she's going to regret ever coming around a wrestling ring.
Here's Eddie.
Let me tell you, Dutch Mantell.
Don't tell me nothing. You might ask me something. You ain't going to tell me nothing.
I'm telling you, you're concerned about his sister being out there with she had license nut. She's got all the paperwork she needs because I just filled them out, and she will be there.
Oh, why don't you just cover up for her, Marlin? See, this is another thing. The whole Jarrett family, Eddie Marlin, it's a big conspiracy. We know they stole the whole wrestling profession to start off with.
Wait a minute.
And now they think they're going to throw a big little kink in the log here or something, but it's not going to work.
If she wants to apply for a manager's license and fill out the paperwork, which apparently she has just done.
You don't want to make me mad.
I'm
you
sorry.
see right now, what's this guy's name? What's this logo?
Didi Araya.
What is that, Spanish or something? Look at there. What a big...
Look at that. Yeah, look at that kendo stick.
That's good.
That's good. That's ridiculous.
Well, it'll teach him to get tired in a wrestling match and lay out like a big tub of lard out there. It looks like Action Jackson laying there anyway.
Look at this. Look at this. Double teaming outside the ring. Come on, Calhoun, get him.
Hey, this is a fight. You got to be tough to be in this profession. You got to be a man. You got to stand up and grab it when the opportunity presents itself. And Brian Lee, he has come along so well in the last couple of weeks. And what a great wrestler he is becoming. I predict great things for this man here, Brian Lee. Prime time, Brian Lee. And Robert, we've talked about this several times. Brian Lee is a major part of the stable. But Jackson, you know, we did everything we could for him. I mean, what else can we do? You know, you ride up down there, he's a big, fat tub of lard. He eats all the time. He wants to stop at every McDonald's he comes to. He can't even hardly speak the English language. I corrected him every time.
Well, I tell you, that's just like the stud stable. To turn on a guy and then start insulting him at every turn.
And first of all, he tried to insult Ronnie P. Gossett to start it all off with. You know, he didn't show proper respect. And I tell you, you got to respect the stable. You got to respect it. Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, Eddie Marlin, the Mason Dixon, they all got to respect the stable because we're going to demand it. We're not going to ask for it. We're going to demand it. And when push comes to shove, we're going to be doing the shoving, and the person we're shoving is going to be down, and we're going to be on top of them, and Action Jackson going to be the first victim.
Well,
Am I making myself perfectly clear?
You are making yourself clear. There's no doubt about it. It still remains to be seen who is going to be lying in the middle of the ring when all is said and done. Action Jackson comes out here, a sizable, talented wrestler in his own right.
That's why we play the game, to see who's going to win.
That is a true statement.
Do you have the final score yet? Do you have the stat sheet? No, you don't have anything. It's pure speculation on your part.
And on yours.
All it is. No, I'm in. I'm a participant. You're an announcer.
Well,
this boy here, whatever his name, Araya, he ought to just go ahead and give up. Just go ahead and say, hey, I can't beat primetime Brian Lee and the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller. He just ought to quit. But you see, he's delirious. That man is unconscious right now. He don't know what state he's in. He's as well as being Guam over there in the South Pacific.
He's still got a chance to win as long as that 3 count has not fallen. We've seen it happen before.
No, there's no miracles going to happen in this. I got a shirt on today that said, yes, you may worship me, and you may start at any time. And Action Jackson is going to be down on his hands and knees. He's going to be worshiping me, Robert Fuller, primetime Brian Lee, and begging us. And he's going to probably disown his own sister,
Sylvia, with that kendo stick.
Wherever she came from.
Again, the stud stable. Look at Fuller holding Araya back on the ropes while Sylvia works on him with a kendo stick.
That boy's lost about half his hair in this match. Look at there. Didn't he have a full head of hair when he came out here? He's almost bald-headed right now.
Brian Lee leaves the
I think he ought to use some of that Helsinki formula or something, grow some hair on top of that head. Come on, prime time, lay on it. Lay on it.
Brian Lee once again springs across the ring and sits down.
Very good. Very good. Hey, you need to throw the towel in for that man. He might as well give up. He's delirious. He's almost comatose.
He's still on his feet, maybe barely, but he's still on his feet. Here comes Robert Fuller in after the tag by Brian Lee. They double team, double clothesline, and Didi Araya finds the mat.
Go ahead, lay
now,
on. Get that
Fuller gets the cover. 1, 2.
Hey, pick him up. Well, he needs to be picked up. He needs to be punished. You're the one to get in the ring and beat the stable. He needs to be beat like the low-life.
You're the one out here screaming that he needs to quit, and then Fuller gets the chance to pin him, and he won't do it.
I'm not saying Robert needs to pin him yet, right yet. The man needs to be punished. The man's legally stupid. He's legally stupid like most of these fans in the CWA. Look at here. Beautiful power slam. That is great. I taught him that move right there. That man is legally stupid. If he's not retarded, I don't know what is.
Robert Fuller now.
See, just imagine that's Action Jackson, or that's Jeff Jarrett, or that Jerry Lotto, the magician, the Houdini of professional wrestling. That could be him laying right there.
Yeah, use your imagination because you're talking apples and oranges. No comparison at all. Count of 2, and finally Brian Lee decides to make it stick for a count of 3, and the team of Robert Fuller and Brian Lee get themselves a victory here as Sylvia's over to the table. They are champions. Yeah, they have the belts in their hand, all right.
That boy right there, he won't walk for a week.
Well, I'm leaving. It remains to be seen. Well, thank you.
You keep your opinions to yourself.
We saw that. Hey, keep your hands to yourself. Get them out of here. They get themselves a win in a non-title match. We'll take a break. We'll be back. One of the all-time great tag teams from around here today. Jeff Jarrett teamed up with Billy Travis in a tag team match today. Be looking for him around the territory. Great tag team, and it looks like they haven't lost a step since they last wrestled together. They look mighty good today as they won their match here on CWA Championship Wrestling. Then we had Ronnie P. Gossett coming out here, and Gossett says, oh, I've got a heart condition. The doctor says that I'm about to have a heart attack just any minute. Therefore, I won't be able to wrestle Jeff Jarrett. Oh, I think he's just scared of Jeff Jarrett. I think he's a coward. I think he's also afraid that Jerry Lawler is going to come looking for him just any minute. Matter of fact, Lawler, in an interview that he sent in today, says, you never know, and I might be just around the corner, Mr. Gossett, so you better look out. Then we had an appearance from someone who looked very much like Freddy Krueger, but this particular person threw some fire. I think he was throwing at Gossett. He missed. He ended up hitting Tojo Yamamoto, who they had to help out of here. We also got to look at Mark Starr and Chris Champion, rugged tag team. I don't like the looks of this, as the Wild Side will be in around the territory, and it looks like trouble coming up. Action Jackson's got permission to have his sister at ringside with him. Anytime Robert Fuller has Sylvia at ringside with him. That could be quite interesting, too, so be looking for all that coming up. That's the way it was today on CWA Championship Wrestling. More of it coming up next week. We hope you'll be joining us then. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.